In the previous lecture we saw about busy wait. Okay, so that two threads were there and they needed signaling or needed to communicate among them, and when some event was done, some work was done, one thread needed to send message to other thread that okay, I'm done now, you are free to do your work. Okay, so for that we needed a shared variable. Okay, so which the thread kept on checking in the while loop. The problem was that in busy wait CPU is still being utilized. So Java provides us with wait. Okay, so wait you can do using this method, okay, on objects. So wait, so what happens, wait, notify and notify all. So these are methods provided for all object class. And then what happens is that on some shared object, so let's say, so this shared object you can consider like a notice board. Okay, so notice board where all people are like seeing it, and when some notice comes, so they are all waiting for some notice to come, and using notify and notify all, so you can, this shared object notice can be seen by all threads, and then based on that they can do their work. So this notice board or shared object helps in synchronization. So this synchronization, now this wait, when a thread, what happens is that it goes for wait, when it calls the wait method, so now it just sleeps. It means now it becomes inactive. Okay, so a thread while it is executing, so a thread is there, let's say thread A is there, and it finds that okay, after doing executing some lines of code inside a synchronized block. Okay, synchronized, and what is the importance, this synchronized block is necessary because here in this shared object you have to wait. Okay, so this is important, let's try to see this. There is a notice board which says that now, which will tell, okay, so there are two notice board. Let's say you are in mechanical department, some students are in mechanical department, some are in CSE, okay, computer science department. There is, in that notice board there is that, okay, so people are waiting for exam tomorrow is a shared variable. Okay, exam tomorrow, so this will become yes or no. Okay, so now it is no, but it is told by the examiner that at 4 o'clock or somewhere you just see it if it becomes yes, and if it becomes yes it means you have exam tomorrow. And similarly in the mechanical department also there is exam tomorrow field is there, and students check it, and if exam tomorrow becomes true they have exam tomorrow. So now what happens, these are the objects or notice board, but you have to check in your particular notice board. Okay, so you cannot, if you are from Department of Computer Science, you cannot go and check exam tomorrow variable for the mechanical department, and if it is yes then you cannot, you will not have your exam tomorrow. You have to check for your CSE department. Similarly, if you check here that it was no, and in exam tomorrow in CSE department was yes, but if you check here in mechanical department exam tomorrow variable and it is no, then you might have problem because actually this was your notice board. So similarly what happens, this wait, notify all, they are on objects. Okay, so your object you have to find which, for what you are waiting, which shared object, which notice board you are waiting, so that is given in the synchronized block. Okay, so my shared object, so you have to decide okay, what is your shared object, who is going to notify. Okay, so that's why this synchronized block is important. So now what happens, Now when I just go there with my shared object, I start waiting. When I start waiting, so now I will become inactive. I will not use CPU. This thread doesn't use CPU and it sleeps. Okay. And it also, that synchronized block, as we know that if some synchronized block is there on some object, only one thread at a time can have go there in the synchronized block. So now let's say, so when now you can ask, okay, so one thread is now there in synchronized block, it has a lock for that synchronized block. Now it goes and waits here. So how will other thread go inside and have notify? So the thing is, when you call it wait, so you lose that lock for synchronized block. Now other threads can go inside the synchronized block. Okay, so I am waiting here and someone has to notify me. So let's see the notify process. So we have the notify process here. So please notify. So synchronized again here, and it will notify. So that notification will go to the thread that is waiting, and we have a shared object here. Okay, it's just an object you need. So this is the efficient wait. Now let's see efficient wait, how is it tested. So we have efficient wait object here, shared object among thread A and thread B for synchronization. Thread A, what it does, waiting not using now CPU. So it says that I am waiting but I will not be using CPU. It start waiting for that ready flag, that okay, is it ready, waiting efficiently, I am not using the CPU. Now what happens, it is waiting, thread B comes, it sleeps for some time again, but now make thread A ready. So after that it will make thread ready. So how will it do, it will notify A, and what function it will use, please notify. So that is the method there on the shared object, please notify efficient wait, that please notify on that shared object it said. So it will say that notify, so that the shared object will know that okay, now it is notified. So this is the idea, and if we will run this, let's try to see what happens. Test efficient wait. So thread A just waiting, not using any CPU, it waited. Thread B started and slept for some time, then it woke up and made thread A ready by notifying it. Now it is ready for work, thread A is ready for its work. So that was it, and here the CPUs was not being utilized. The only problem that you can have here is that of missed signal. Okay, missed signal. And when can it happen? So thread A, let's say thread A was there, thread B was there. Okay, now what happens, we start the thread B first. Okay, B dot start we call, so B will start its work in the run method, A will, then we start A. Okay, now what you do is that inside the run method, let's say A was waiting, and before that, now because it saw that B was also sleeping for some time, so A also says that A will sleep. So A also says that sleep, but it now says I will sleep more than A does. So it sleeps for, let's say, 20 seconds. Okay, A sleeps for 20 seconds, and then it will say that it will now, after that it will wait. B, it said that okay, he will just sleep for, that sleep was the earlier one, just 1 second, and then it says that okay, it calls the notify on that shared object. Now what will happen, B starts, it will sleep for 1 second, it will notify, that signal will go. But what happens is B will start, it will sleep for 20 seconds. Okay, then it starts waiting. So what happens? Now this is waiting for some notification for B, but B had already notified it before it started waiting. Okay, so this is something like, what happens is B starts waiting, so A has already signaled. So that is the problem, and then A will keep waiting forever. Okay, because even though B had already signaled, it didn't receive the signal, or it didn't bother to receive, and when it started waiting, there will no signal will come.